Hey y'all, and welcome back to Growing an Essay. I'm Shamonn, and today the video is going to be a little bit different. Kind of doing a talk in the garden to kind of give you guys an update on what's going to be going on with Growing an Essay, what my future endeavors are, and how these changes are coming about, just so you guys know what's going on around here. Since we have now moved away from San Antonio, we're no longer living in San Antonio. We are now living in Charlotte, Texas. And so I want to bring about the change from Growing an Essay to what we actually are, which is LaFleur Acres Farm. I've already created an Instagram page for it already, and already working on the YouTube page for it. So come 1 November, we will be converting over to what we actually are, which is a farm. We do have a garden. We have all of the animals. Still, everything is still here. I'm just going to be converting things over from Growing an Essay to LaFleur Acres Farm. Today, I'm going to be planting out a lot of different vegetables only because I do have a seed table where I have already have some starts, but I want to keep those starts and get them bigger and transplant them over when they're a little bit bigger, because the grasshoppers out here are pretty bad. And the seedlings, I do have them covered to make sure that, like, obviously the caterpillars and the bugs and stuff are not eating them up before they can even grow. But yeah, we are supposed to be getting in some chilly weather, getting down to like the 40s, and I'm pretty excited about it, even though during the daytime it's going to be like 70s, 80, low 80s. I'm pretty excited about the weather change, although I love the sunny days. Like today, I do not like it whenever it's like miserably hot. I do love sunny days though. The sun is supposed to be shining during those times, so I will be enjoying this weather. Like I said, today I'm going to be planting out a lot of things, doing some carrots, some radishes, pretty much putting out all of my winter root crops, to make sure that I'm kind of making sure that we have veggies, fresh veggies, for the season. This year I did not have any peppers, only because we were in the process of moving, and yeah, I didn't have time for any of that. We were too busy trying to get things situated, get things set up. And now that things are pretty good with the house, I still have some stuff that I need to do. I still have some boxes. I still have a storage. So as soon as I'm getting through clearing all that out and making sure the house is good, I'll make sure that I can come outside and focus on this. Because normally during the winter, I'll do a lot of preservation type of stuff. So a lot of canning. I do that during the summertime also, but I like jellies and jams and stuff like that. And then, of course, doing a lot of radish and eggs on sandwiches, and plain with bacon, stuff like that. So I just want to make sure. And then, of course, you already know, greens, mustard greens are like my favorite and is also my birthmark. But yeah, yeah, so I'm just going to get to it. Now that I kind of told you about what's going to be going on here, instead of Growing an Essay, it will be LaFleur Acres Farm. And I really, really hope you guys are able to join me on the other channel. Once I get it up and running, I'll make sure that I make an announcement here. And then these videos will still be available. I just won't be posting anymore on this channel. And make sure that you are liking, sharing, and subscribing, because, hey, that's the only way I can make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm doing besides Instagram. I post there every day, a couple times during the day. So, yeah, so obviously to keep up, or to hear my beautiful voice, or to see my beautiful face, come on over to the YouTube channel to see what's going on, and to take a walk with me in the garden, sit here and talk with me, and to see what I'm doing here in the garden on a more personal note. All right, y'all. Watch me work. Okay, guys, so what I'm doing is, I don't know if you guys can remember, but by section, this section right here, I have not done anything to it, but down there, where the next light is, those are where the peas are coming in at. So over here, I'm going to start just lightly going through, bringing a row, a long row. And I'm going to make them kind of about 6 to 8 inches apart. And along the drip line that we put in recently, all right, y'all. So here I'm going to be doing collard greens, and this one's I have seeds from some of everywhere, but these are collard greens from Baker Creek. I'm going to be putting in some mustard greens, some champion collards, which these are a lot larger, so I'm going to be doing these on this side over here. They're more like a larger cabbage. And then I'm going to be doing some red giant mustards, which will also be on this side. And then some arugula, which will be right here where I just put in these lines. So what I like to do is get about a handful. There are tools that you can use so that you can seed these a lot better. But I don't normally have a problem with seeding actually small seeds and stuff like that. So I'm going to go through and I'm just going to sprinkle them. The arugula is going to go in this first aisle because it won't get too big. The next line, I am going to do mustard greens, and I'm probably going to mix these so that they're the red giant and the green curled, which are like pretty much your standard mustard greens. And I'm going to do 2 rows of those because I love mustard greens. So pretty much what I did was I just put them in my hand, and then now I mixed them up. So I'm just going to go through, and so now it'll be a mix of the red and the green coming through. Now these I won't heavily seed like I did with arugula. I'll put a few every couple of inches, and I'll be able to come through and pretty much thin them out once they come up. And in that way, they can get large enough for me to get like those huge leaves that I like. And not to mention, these seeds are from 2020. So I just want to make sure that, and that's the reason why I'm doing them like this. Just want to make sure that the germination is going to be okay on these. Because your germination goes down on your seedlings the older they get, but they're still viable seeds. They're just not going to be as high germination as when you first bought them. All right, y'all, I have a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the other side, and I'm going to make another row because, yeah, I'm going to make sure I have enough. Ah! You know what you don't want to forget? That you watered just a couple of hours ago. Let's do this. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go around and go back. So now what I'm gonna do is just go back and gently cover it up. They don't need to be too deep. Alright, y'all, they are now covered. All of the little areas where I poked a hole and kind of, I just do an indentation with my finger. And then I just drop 2 or 3. Alright, y'all, so like I was telling you, whenever you're planting your seeds, you do not have to plant them deep. just do a small indentation with your finger, or you can use your dibble. I got dirt all on my shoulder now. Use your dibble, or whatever you have in order to give you just a little bit of an indentation in your soil. Place 2 or 3 seeds. I don't recommend just doing one, because if it doesn't come up, then you just have a blank area there. But if you do 2 or 3 and all 3 come up, all you have to do is just either you can move the 2 and leave only the 1, or you can just snip them off like some people do. I try to save as many plants as I can because I don't want the seeds to go to waste. And by doing that, I feel that you are just kind of wasting the seeds. But that's just me. You don't have to do that. And some people are just a little bit too nervous to move stuff, because then you have the risk of losing all 3 plants. Which in the case for me, I haven't had that happen. Maybe 1 or 2, but not all 3 plants. And in that case, I still have the one that I originally wanted in the first place. So it works out. And I'm trying to save it, not just automatically just snipping it away. Now I'm going to go ahead on and plant some carrots, being that we do have the cooler weather coming in, but today is supposed to be hot still. And then after we have the cool front come in, the temperatures are going to go back to like your low 80s, which will help with germination, but it won't stunt the carrots because we're having those cooler nights, which I'm pretty excited about. So let me go ahead on and get some rows in, and then I'll show you in detail on how I sow the carrots. And that's just so you have an idea of what to do. Everybody sows their carrots differently. There's different techniques on sowing carrots. Some people will create their rows, put their carrot seeds in, like heavily seed them, and then put either a piece of board over the top of it, so that it stays moist. Or some people will put a light shavings of like wood chips or whatever over the top of it, just so it can stay moist. But for me, what I like to do is I'll put them in. I have drip irrigation in on that bed. And then what I'll do is I'll put something over the top of it, kind of like a skinny board or something like that, or maybe a 2x4 or something on the area where I seeded. And then from there, once I'll check it every couple of days or whatever. It won't come up immediately, obviously, because carrots don't do that. Not like how it is for radishes and stuff, because they'll pop up in like between 1 and 3 days for radishes. But for carrots, it takes a little bit for them to come up. So I'll be checking every couple of days to see. And then once I see them, then I'll go ahead and take the boards off. And then, they'll look kind of withered and white a little bit from not having sunlight. And then over the next couple of days, then they'll sprout up and turn green again, bright green like they're supposed to. I normally don't have any problems doing it that way, and we've had plenty of carrots that way too. And like I said, here in South Texas, it's a little bit harder to grow carrots and stuff like that, only because it gets really hot during the daytime and the weather is so bipolar. One day you'll have hot weather, the next day you'll have cooler weather, not cold weather, because I've lived in Colorado and what we have is not cold weather. Yeah, and Nebraska. So what we have is definitely not cold weather. Anyway, so let's go ahead on and get those rows in, and then I will bring you along to show you how I seed and then how I put the 2x4 on the top. And like I said, I already watered heavily this morning, only to make sure like everything is good. And so yeah, it's already wet, so I don't have to re-water it in after I put my seeds in. Some people do that. After they finish putting their seeds in, then they'll water and then put whatever on top. All right, let me show y'all. All right, y'all. So I like to just dibble and draw my line, like I was saying before. All right, like I was saying before, I like to use my dibble and do a thin line. And I'll probably do I'm gonna do 4 rows, but I'll probably be planting some other areas somewhere else with carrots. But I have some rainbow blend, and I have some Chantenay red core. So I'm gonna mix these, or I may do a full row of the Chantenay. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. So I am going to do one row here of the the Chantenay red core on this row. And I'm gonna go all the way over to make sure I'm getting maximum amount of carrots that I can on this row. And then on that third row, so every other row, so I have 2 rows of the Chantenay red core, and I have 2 rows of the rainbow blend. All right, y'all. So those were the red core, and now I'm gonna put in the rainbow blend ones. And that's gonna be like row number 2. And I'm only saying this out loud, y'all, just so I can make sure that I remember later on. This is also kind of like a journal, so that I remember where things are, because y'all know me. I'm okay with labeling whenever it comes to my seedlings, so that I know like what's what. But when it comes to the garden, yeah, I don't label. Your girl just be out here willy-nilly and just going hand on and seeding, throwing out whatever she can, growing whatever she can. Because, yeah. These rainbow blends are a little bit, the seeds are not too much bigger, but they're a little bit bigger than the other ones, which I'm excited for because, yeah, them seeds are small. So what I'll do is in a week, I will go ahead on and I will plant out some more carrots so that I have carrots consecutively. Once I start pulling carrots and eating carrots, I just want to make sure like we're not running out and we're still having like a good amount for the family as a whole, our family. So I'm going to go ahead on and gently cover these over with the dirt that's right next to it. And like I said, I don't know if you can tell, this dirt is, the soil is like, it's wet enough and it's moist. All right, y'all. So now the carrots are in, they're covered up, and I'm going to put the 2x4 on them just to make sure that they're going to keep their moisture and nothing's going to be coming down to eat them. And then from there, they will be germinating, and I'll keep on checking on them to make sure they're good to go. Like I said, I will be planting these not this week, but next week. I'll be planting some more, and that way we'll constantly have carrots on hand. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching my video. I really appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you check out the webpage also, y'all, and leave comments because I put a couple of articles out there already. Thanks, y'all, for hanging out. Bye. Be blessed.